just kind of walk around the city and fucking walk into places. And he's just like, dude, I don't know, man. I've never done, you know, because he's a really sweet guy, and he's a kind of a goody good, and he's never really just like snuck into places before. And I sneak into places often ish, just because I don't know. I don't know. I enjoy it. It's kind of fun. It's like a game of hide and seek. You know, you get and then like if somebody like starts asking you questions, you start hearing the fucking like this fucking music. You're like, so the city, and we need something to do. So first, we tried to get into this abandoned place that had like crucifixes drawn everywhere, and like a pentagram. Yeah, this thing, it was all boarded up and shit, and we were like trying to try all the doors and like looking for cameras to make sure nobody showed up, but we couldn't get into this place. So we're like, okay, listen, you know, Sammy, I know you're a good boy, but this city owes us. All right, we bought these tickets, and they're telling us to go fuck around for 5 hours. So now they fucked around, and they're gonna find out, and we're gonna go enjoy ourselves for 5 fucking hours, Sammy. That's what we're gonna do. And so we went into Georgia Tech campuses and just started walking into the fucking buildings as just like two randos. And so we're pretty young, so we can pass as students pretty easily. But you know, we fucking weren't. And so it was kind of weird because you're trying to avoid eye contact with people, and I'm like, Sammy, just look at your fucking phone if you're worried about it. He's like, I don't know, man, I don't want to do this. And I'm just like, dude, look at your fucking phone. They're not gonna talk to you. And like, so we do that for a little bit, and we actually find some really cool libraries and stuff that is open to students, and you know, they didn't expect some randos just to walk in. It was really pretty. But I started to up the ante. I'm like, okay, Sammy, I get it. It makes you nervous, but we need like an intro thing. And so we started walking down this one street, and we found this gorgeous hotel, right? And this hotel was, you know, miles high, one of the biggest buildings in Atlanta that I'd ever seen. I didn't even actually know it was a hotel. And it's like exclusively for like the richest evil people in the world, right? And so I'm like, okay, dude, that's where we're going. We're going into this hotel, and we're going up the elevator, and we're just gonna like see what the floors look like. And he's just like, and you know, and I'm just like walking through it as we approach, and there's security everywhere. Like there's the valet in the front. They all have the reflective glasses and suits, and they look like henchmen. They're bald ass heads, and you know, and you're also seeing like this imperial architecture that, you know, shoots up for, you know, like meters into the sky. It's almost like they hollowed out a second building just to have this architectural like arches that are, you know, ornately designed with really gorgeous like crystalline chandeliers hanging from each that all had this really warm yellow radiating light. I was like, oh my god, okay, dude, we're gonna do this. He's like, I don't want to do it. I'm just like, dude, look at your fucking phone. Just look at your phone and walk in like you own the place. And he's just like, that never works. I'm like, you're a fucking idiot. And I've done this before. It's amazing. If you guys ever want to get into a place, and I promise you this, if you just want to get into a place and you don't need like a ticket, per se, like they might check a reservation or something, just walk in and look at your phone. Like if it's a fancy restaurant, fancy hotel, just look at your phone and walk in. Because nobody who's not supposed to be there is going to do that, right? They're going to be like, oh yeah, he's going to his room. Nobody has that kind of like patience. And so I look down at my phone, I just pull up like some text that a friend had sent me once, and I just start walking in. And I see Sammy out of the corner of my eye starting to panic. Like he's not looking at his phone, he's like looking at a guy. And you know, humans are social creatures. If they see, and especially the guys out front, they're so used to people asking questions that they're gonna look up if they see somebody like regarding them. And I'm just like, Sammy, look away, bro. And he's just like, I'm sorry. He pulls out his phone, and I wave the other guy off, like, no, we're good. And we just walk inside. But the thing is that it's just that easy. After going through like, you know, like packs of security guards and like these crazy rich celebrities and tourists, we just walk inside to like this palace where it's just polished marble and you know, well etched like reliefs, like Grecian figureheads like decorating the ceiling. It was such a cool place. I was like, come on, Sammy. Like, oh my fucking god. Like, I know that you're afraid of like, you know, rich people, but this is gorgeous, and they're not gonna care. They don't give a fuck. And I mean, you know, we were sweating through our clothes and we looked really ugly as shit, but you know, so do some rich people when they walk through Atlanta. Who knew? So yeah, nobody cared. And then I was like, okay, we can do this, dude. We can do this. And so then I upped the ante again. And this time, you know, we're gonna go somewhere nice. We're gonna go somewhere that's entertaining. There was a puppet museum. And it was the weirdest fucking sounding place I've ever heard in my life. I'm like, listen, dude, a puppet museum. Nobody goes here. Like, unless they want to. Like, unless bad, and it's just like, you don't need to feel bad, bro. These guys, the tickets that they sell here are fucking, it's a robbery. They're fucking robbing you, bro. And the city fucked us once already, because we have, like, 3 more hours to spend just, like, holding our dicks in the middle of the city that they're just like, no, you can't come see the fish, fuck you. So, I'm like, Sammy, the city owes us. The city fucking owes us. We're going to walk into this place, and we're gonna see some puppets. And it's gonna be good, bro. And so, I'm hyping him up the whole way there. It's just like, dude, it's gonna be so easy, you have no idea, whatever. And we get to this place, and it's kind of, like, creepy as fuck, really. Because it's this really old-looking building. But they have this, like, child's play area out front. And it's, like, just like an old abandoned swing set with, like, have you ever seen, like, the plastic swings that have, like, mold at the bottom, and it kind of looks that way? Like, that weird shit? Yeah, just that discolored things. Like, children have just constantly been shitting their pants on these, and, like, they just never cleaned them or something. Like, it was that kind of shit, and I was just like, dude, this place is dead. There's no fucking way this is, like, inhabited. But we go through the threshold of this old building, and then there's just, like, a kind of a lobby of people, and they're all these weird, like, they're fucking weird people, dude. Think of, like, what furries look like in real life, and that's kind of what they were. Because who the fuck goes to a puppet museum? And so we're like the most normal people, and then I'm like, okay, dude, just don't look at the ticket booth, and just walk in. Just don't look at the fucking ticket booth, and walk in. And I just like before, he starts to panic, and I kind of like, just kind of nudge him, and I'm like, just look at the phone, bro. And I start texting him on my phone, so he has something to look at. And then we got in without a problem. But the problem was it was a big building, and it was really old. So I didn't know where the fuck the actual, like, viewing floor was. And so I just had to, like, pretend to know where I was going while having no idea. And so I started just opening up doors, like, at these random-ass, like, places. That one was a utility closet. I was hoping nobody saw me do that. But then I walked into this side hall, and it was just a bunch of fucking classrooms with, like, full of children. Like, literal, like, kids were fucking around in this classroom, like, building puppets. Because I guess this is something that, like, the local school did. And we just we just kept walking. We walked into the middle of this classroom, like, with all these kids around us, just, like, looking at our phones, just like, fucking don't look at us, please. Just, like, avoiding everybody's eyes. And then the teacher, this really big black woman, she looks at us, and she's just like, excuse me, are you supposed to be? And then, like, we turn a corner, and, like, we start walking faster. And then, like, she chases us out the hall, like, she turns to us, and then, like, as we're walking down, we just keep on our phones, and she's, like, saying some other shit that I don't remember, and then we never really looked at her, and she just kind of to the end of the hall, and it's a fucking dead end. Everything's locked. Like, it's like a schoolroom, and everything's fucking locked at this end of the hall, so we had to go back through this fucking classroom with the lady, and I was just like, dude, we're fucked. Like, this is where we get caught. This is where we're gonna have to, like, make a break for it and just, like, get the fuck out of here. And, like, I'm sure they'll review cameras or whatever, be like, who are these kids in the fucking classroom? But we walked back through, and I guess the woman either had it, like, with the attitude, either, like, just fucked off to go help some kid outside of the room, or she went to go take a piss or something like that. And we walk back through, all the kids are looking at us, but, like, she's not there. And so I'm like, oh yes, bro. And eventually we find this little, it's like a really non-obvious place where the actual floor was. We just opened it up, and they had all these puppets from, like, Sesame Street and The Black Crystal. I don't know if you guys ever saw that film. But yeah, it was actually kind of cool, but it was only 2 hallways, so, like, no matter what the ticket cost was, it would have fucking been a waste. So ultimately, it was a pretty good day of just breaking and entering, and at the end of the day, we did end up going to our favorite little what is it? Oh my fuck! Yeah, when we got back, I could have so easily just fucked over this. Oh my god, the aquarium. I could have broken into this aquarium. This aquarium, they had a shit ton of security in the front, but in the back entrance or exit, where everybody's supposed to exit, they had one security guard that was easily in his 90s, had, like, a shitload of cataracts, and was, like, half dead in his chair. And I could have just walked straight past him if I wanted to. I know I could have. I know I fucking could have. I could have just been like, oh, hey, no, he's back here, and looked at my phone, like I got a text or something, just like, no, he says he's inside, hey, I'm going back inside or whatever. He would not have fucking asked, he wouldn't have done shit. It's so frustrating how people will just fuck you like that. But anyway, that was a small thing that happened, where we just broke and entered for a day and a half, and then saw some fish. It was good.
Interesting.